All right, 3 o'clock. Great to have you with us. If you missed the start of the show, you missed a lot. Odyssey.com rewind. It's just a question of whether I'm a bad fan. We also had a special guest appearance by my dad. Let's just have the Jared Goff discussion. Let's just get this out of the way. It's the elephant in the room. It's something I don't really feel like doing, but this is you do what you need to do, not what you want to do. I want to play Let's Make a Deal with you guys because I see what's happening. Team struggling. Goff's had a bad month. And the Costaites want their roses. I'm going to make you a deal. You tell me if you subscribe to the deal. Jared Goff has 5 games to reclaim trust and reclaim his position as a franchise QB of the Detroit Lions. Those 5 games are 4 regular season games and a playoff game. The standard, if Jared Goff is going to be extended, is to win this division and win a playoff game. I want to play Let's Make a Deal. If Goff wins the division and wins a playoff game, you have to pay him. If he does anything less than that, you can't pay him. Would you be willing to accept those terms right here, right now? Now, if you're a Goff defender, which I have been, winning in the first division in 30 years and winning a playoff game warrants an affirmation that you are the franchise's quarterback. But one thing I'm pretty good at is if I have an opinion and I've been shown otherwise, Washington's a better football team than Oregon. If I'm shown otherwise, I'll come off of that opinion and I'll go with you. People like Jim Costa and the anti-Goff army will be right, and I will be the one telling you we can't pay this guy. It is right here, right now, inexcusable for this year to end in anything other than division and a playoff win. Not one or the other, both. Are you willing to play by those rules, or are you so against this guy? Do you feel like you are so limited by this guy?
Super Bowl or bust type of thing?
No. That it doesn't matter what he does. You don't want him here.
See, I thought you were going to go like, he has to get you to the Super Bowl or else.
No, I want people to be truthful.
Okay.
I like unearthing reality. See, I think there's a lot of people, they just don't want him here. Period. If he's never going to be Pat Mahomes, and some people can't let go of that. So let's just get to it. You don't want him here. You feel like you have to spend too much money on too many players to insulate him that you will never pay him. In some ways, I got to be honest with you, it's what the Niners will face in 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. That we've had to do all of this for Brock Purdy. I'm not handing Brock Purdy $50 million a year.
No.
He's good because of what we put around him. Goff is good because of what we put around him. That's their mindset. So those are the rules of engagement. I will tell you I would have no problem. You win the division, you win a home playoff game, you would have to sign him. Now, I don't want to go into deal points. No, I'm not paying him like Joe Burrow. It's something between Daniel Jones and Joe Burrow.
So $40 million a year.
Probably closer to 45.
Okay, $45 million a year.
Yes, it'd have a 4 in front of it. That's for damn sure. I really would love to know where we're at.
So like a 3-year extension, $135 million.
Somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
But
he has to get to the divisional round of the playoffs. Game.
Or if that's not good enough for you, are you willing to just pick up the phone and tell me you don't want him here? I mean, I don't even want to go down the road, Rico, of arguing with people of, well, who's the replacement? What would you do?
You'll figure it out.
You can't reason with these people. Right. Never forget this. Jim Costa and people like him wanted you to move up and take a rookie quarterback. In a year, now that we've seen it play out, you were 9-3 headed into Sunday and being talked about as a real threat in the NFC. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wanted you to draft capital, bypass Jalen Carter. You don't get to move down, get the extra pick, get Gibbs, get Laporta, get Branch, whatever it may be. So, remember, if you replace this guy, you are going to pay through the nose to do it. Or turn it over to a player you've never seen play.
I was about to say, you already got your replacement to some. Hand it over to Hendon Hooker next year. That's why you drafted him.
Okay. So those are the terms of engagement. Now,
like
where
that.
are you at with it?
I told you where I was at, but I'm going to play this game that, yeah, if you don't get to winning that playoff game, then you got to let him go, because at that point he's capped. He's peaked. He's never going to get any better than where he is right now, because you have running backs, you have receivers, you have a tight end, you have one of the best O-lines in the NFL. If you can't get it done with all of this, then when are you going to get it done?
David, terms of service have been listed. What do you want to do?
Whew. I understand a playoff win and what that means for the city of Detroit. But even if he gets that playoff win, I don't think he's ever going to be better than what he is. So I'm not signing.
See, David, if he gets the playoff win, then he showed me that he's different than every other quarterback that they've had.
Okay, in Detroit. Okay, so we're only going to value what
David,
what
you
Detroit has.
David, you got to start.
In New York,
you got to start somewhere, David.
Okay.
This ain't New York, though.
Danny
This is
Dimes
Detroit.
won a playoff game last year. He's still Danny Dimes. Jared Goff can win you a playoff game. He's still Jared Goff.
I'd like to welcome you to the Valenti Show with David. David wins.
But, David, let me explain something. While
Sure.
you're right, you're leaving something out.
I know I am.
You will never be able. It's a lot. And again, I think these are bad decisions when you let fans dictate them. But like the Giants were never going to be able to explain to their fan base they let Saquon Barkley walk away, or Danny Dimes, who at the time helped
Just beat the Vikings.
helped them win a playoff game. See, David is right in that. You will be forced into something, and you could end up just like my Giants. The difference is you're built right. Let's be very clear about something. The Giants declined his fifth-year option and were not supposed to be good last year. It was year one of a rebuild. The Lions are in year three. This has been your guy who's been with you every step of the way. He has about 30 games of a Pro Bowl level, and he's got 4 that have looked terrible. I'm saying big picture now. So let's have the Goff discussion, because right now, is he one of the driving factors in this team faltering? He is. I don't run from that. He is. But if he wins the division and wins a playoff game, I think it's an impossibility.
Because now he is that local hero.
Right. Like, how do you have to think about the bigger picture, guys. How do you think that looks to veteran players around the league? The guy comes here, ushers them from being the worst team in football to winning a division for the first time in 30 years and wins a playoff game, and they didn't pay him? That's not going to look good. And it's going to be very hard to explain, not to the vocal minority, but to the silent majority, that Jared Goff is our starting quarterback.
The only way you can get away with doing that is you have to sell the people. He took us here. Hendon Hooker is going to take us to that next level. And I think Detroiters will buy it, because you can say, you like seeing what all of these other quarterbacks, the mobile QBs, can do? We now have one in Hendon Hooker. And
Okay.
people in this city would eat it up.
So here's the next phase. You understand, if you're Brad Holmes and you're Dan Campbell, you are taking your careers in your hands by ushering out a guy who's been to a Super Bowl and who came here and did the things we talked about. You throw him in the garbage for a third-round pick. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying
No, I think that's the only way you could get away with
that's
letting
a how
him.
you get fired move, Rico.
That's how you can get away with letting him walk, and it won't look as if you're abandoning him. It looks like he took us here. Now we're going to upgrade.
So you're saying the belief for the people is you can't win a Super Bowl with this guy.
That's what a lot of people believe, yes. That
Okay.
he's only good for this. He's Doug Collins, but now you need a Larry Brown to come in and take you to the promised land.
248-539-9797. David, we'll get the ticket text. I want to keep it timely. I want to make sure we got a ton of people who want to rap about it. But it's the conversation. I know we needed to have it. We're having it. 97.1.